Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Superstar and welcome back to LEGO Arts. In the last episode, I showed you guys a little bit of how I do my minifigures. I didn't show the complete process because I didn't want to spoil anything, but I showed you guys a basic idea of it. So in this one, we are back to minifigures. And I needed a little break from Kingdom Hearts. I'll still get back to the games. But anyways, with this showcase, I finally got around to doing Wave 2 of LEGO Five Nights at Freddy's. That's at Freddy's. I've been working on these guys for a little while, and I just finished one of the minifigures last night. So it was like, how about we get around to doing it? Yeah, get it back to the minifigures and whatnot. So for this showcase, of course, we have Golden Freddy, the Puppet or Marionette, Springtrap or Spring Bunny, and Mangled. 4 minifigures that took a little while to make. I was originally gonna do 5. I originally had plans for Circus Baby, but like at the last minute, so many ideas came up in my head, and I realized that like I still need to get to like some certain parts. So I think Circus Baby will be for a completely different showcase entirely. So as you guys know the whole drill, we're gonna take these minifigures one at a time, do a review on them, explain my process, why I went with this round, and then go from here. And you already know the deal, you guys. And you already know the deal. You guys, if I receive a few comments that say hashtag Lego Fnaf, then I will go back and do some more Five Nights at Freddy's minifigures. And how about we do a super special deal for you guys? You guys, if I receive about 13 comments that say hashtag crossover, then I will do 2 special waves of Legos. One of Five Nights at Freddy's characters in the style of Bendy and the Ink Machine, and then another Bendy and the Ink Machine wave in the style of Fnaf. How meta is that? So anyways, let's get the show on the road. Oh, before I forget, before I continue on with the minifigures, I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Qua11 for building this little showcase, little stand. Admittedly, I have been thinking about getting like one of those cake plates for like showcases, but he gave this to me yesterday that he built, and that's very nice of him. This makes it a lot easier to showcase minifigures, so this way the minifigure can be stabilized, and if I position the camera slightly, you can still see the full minifigure. And everything is all good. Okay, wait, first, focus. Thank you, Harold. So anyways, to start things off is, of course, Golden Freddy. Ready? You guys saw in the last episode I was beginning to work on him. And after I finished recording and uploading it, I realized a couple of mistakes. And that was like, the hat wasn't fully stabilized, so I had to reglue it. And also, the Golden Freddy I was basing it off of is the Withered format, or Fnaf 2. So I had to get rid of one of his ears. Sorry about that. And I replaced it with painting detailing of the wires that hang out of his ears. Because if you guys remember when I made Norman Polk, the projectionist, it's a nightmare for me to like work with wires. And this one would have been no different. So I just grabbed that and just went with the regular paint, which actually works out pretty well. So with Golden Freddy, as you can see, he's covered in a nice King's Gold paint job. I chose to go with the Fnaf 2 formats because I felt it gave off more of a challenge. It really would have showed like how worn out this suit is, and how with Golden Freddy we don't really see him as much anymore. Wait, now that I think about it, is Golden Freddy Fredbear, or is he like a completely different character entirely? I don't know the Fnaf lore. Someone get Matt on the line or some other theorist to fully explain because I don't understand any of it. But anyways, back to the figure. So, I painted on the black eyebrows, the black eyes, and then for his right eye, I painted on like some of the wires that hang out of it. You see like little detailing on the arms, and of course like he's holding his little microphone. Some detailing on the legs. I don't know how well you guys can like see it, but there's like some detailing. I didn't give a full detail for 2 reasons. One, I couldn't fully find a good photo that had like a good showing of the legs. So, yeah, I had a little dead end there. And to Goldie, I'm just gonna call him that. Goldie is always in a sitting position. He always sits down. So, since he does that, it's like, there's not really a whole lot I can do for the legs. But there was still enough for me to get like an idea of how to do them. Some more detailing on this arm is on the black paint spots, like I did with Foxy. They represent like some of the holes that stick out of him. And then like his chest, admittedly the chest was a little bit tricky, especially of like doing the bow tie, because of in the games, every photo I had always showed him with his like dislocated jaw. jaw hanging off on the top of his chin. Not his chin, his chest. Whoopsies. I couldn't tell if he had a bow tie. And it wasn't until, like, I looked at some of those, like, SNF, I think is what we call them, like, animations, to fully get an idea of what Goldie looked like. So it's just like, okay, how about we put the bow tie on, just to be sure. And I think in general, this came out pretty well. How about we give Freddy, whoopsies. Little comparison with Freddy. Alright, so you can see that, like, there's some similarities between the two, but there are a lot of differences as well. Like, their hats are pretty different, and so are their heads, actually. Though I actually prefer, like, the shape of Goldie's head a bit more. Like, let's get a side-by-side, boys. Though, like, the snout, that one actually came out better. And then, like, for Goldie's teeth, whereas Freddy's are white, Goldie's are gray. I chose to give that to really show, like, time had passed. And everything. So, with Goldie, I think he has to be, like, one of my favorite characters to have made. It's not one of the more impressive ones that I've done, but this one is actually pretty good, and again, I'm really glad I had to do it, and I hope you guys like it too. So, how about we move on to our next minifigure? Next up on our list is my second favorite FNAF character, and that is the marionette, or the puppet. I believe this one was like, the first one for me to get finished, because I had an instant idea as to how to proceed through this minifigure. So, I saw a lot of photos of, like, how some other people did the marionettes, and they're very interesting, like, some people did it, like, really, really skinny, and some others did, like, a regular minifigure body. I wanted to think outside the box, similar to how I did with Ink Bendy from Bendy and the Ink Machine. So what I did was, I took, like, one of these droid body parts, like the old battle droids, and, like, the legs, I don't know what it's from, but it was like an alien. I chose the legs because they represented, like, a very basic idea as to how the puppet would look like. He's got, like, he or she, what gender is the puppet? Actually, how about we just call it it for now. So it's got, like the standard arms that minifigures are used for, like, the skeleton arms. I really hate those arms because all the arms I work with are either very loose or broken. So this one's arms, they don't really move as much. I put a little clay in the chest cavity, to like so that way all the buttons could really go on it. So it's got, like, 2 buttons on the chest, and then, like, it's got up here a button until, like, fully complete the process. The head's kind of a little bit unique. I had to check with a couple of photos of, like, side comparisons of the marionette, and to, like, get an idea if it's flat or if it's round. And I almost went with round, and I almost went with, like, a regular minifigure head, but I decided to make it, like, flat as a pancake, like a nice little flat circle, and then, like, painted the whole thing black, painted the white head, added in the cheeks, I put it on, like, the purple tears. Well, first the eyes and the mouth, so I could get, like, a length idea. Then, and I accidentally put on, like, a bunch of purple all the way down to the face, so I painted it, and then added in the red lips. And it doesn't have all of the white stripes on it, because, like, the brushes that I was working with, none of them are small enough to get so many tiny white lines in it. So I just gave it, like 2 for the arms and then 3 for the legs. And with the legs, I know that in a lot of photos, the marionettes, he doesn't have feet. It just has, like, spikes at the end, like little stubs. But there is no minifigure that can support, or just, like, nothing, they can have, like, feet like that. So I also decided to go with these legs, so that way they could provide as, like, a base for what the puppet can use. So I wanted to go with this body to, like, really show how skinny the puppet is. Like, when I did Bendy, here, how about we show Bendy? Bendy, come here. Here you go, Bendy. Yo, say hello to the people. So, like, what I did with Bendy is that, like, I wanted the bodies to be, like, as closely as accurate to, like, their original game counterparts. And the marionette, was, like, no exception. I really wanted to show it off, like, that skinny puppet sort of body. I think the one thing I would really give is to see if I can make, like, one of those the box from FNAF 2, like the little music box. But that's just something for another day. Again, this minifigure was like the first to get done, and I'm actually pretty proud of this minifigure, and I hope you guys are too. So, how about we move on to one of our more complicated minifigures? Next up on our list is Springtrap, probably the one minifigure that was hard detailing-wise. With this one, I jumped back and forth of how to proceed through this minifigure. After, like, building the head, and of course, like, the broken ears and everything, I went through a couple of ideas of, like, how to go through with this figure. Some people say that, it's supposed to be Spring Bonnie, that he's supposed to be yellow, but, based off of the game photos, he has more of, like, a green kind of color, and the toys weren't even that much helpful either. They didn't give me a fully accurate answer as to, like, what color is he? I even almost went with, like, the parody from, if anybody's seen, How to Make Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Not Scary, of how, like, the dude said, are you saying that because I'm purple? Purple? That would have been a very weird spring trap. So, what I did for color-wise, I did with, like, I mixed, like, yellow with green to, like, give it a yellow-green kind of effect to sort of, be a way of, like, a compromise. And then I mixed a little bit of black into it, to give it, like, that dark, withered kind of color. And this came out pretty okay. Okay, for a majority of it. I did this, like, the same technique for, like, its abdomen. I don't know how well you guys can see it. Same thing with, like, a little bit on the eyes and on the ear pieces. And he says, I did in green and yellow mixed with, like, dark gray, and that sort of represent, like, its secondary color. Once I got the coloring out of the way, next hardest part was, like, the detailing. So, like, its eyes, I gave it, like, the green eyes, because that's how, like, the jump scare appears in FNAF 2, not FNAF 2, FNAF 3, whoopsies. He's got, like, these are supposed to be tan, the color is tan for, like, his teeth, it's to sort of show that, like, time had passed, and I don't know how well you guys can see it, but there's supposed to be red underneath, like, where the mouth is, to show, and to, like, represent that, like, purple guy, or William Afton was killed from this thing. There's some detailing on the arms, and actually detailing on the back. I actually wanted to put detailing on the back for this one, but it was hard because, as I mentioned, when I did the first FNAF characters, there weren't that many photos showcasing of, like, detailing on the back. So part of it was so I had to, like, go on like eBay or Amazon or some form of online shopping to, like, find a photo that would show the back of the toy to give me an idea as to what the back looks like. So when I finally found one, I first painted on, like, black spots, and then I added in, like a brick red, the same kind of brick red that I used when I made Logan to represent, like, the blood. And you can kind of see that the torso that I used for this figure is red, which actually works out fine. I mean, if the paint's, like, wears off and everything, because just to further show its withered states and everything. But detailing for this, it was pretty hard. Actually, wait, let's show it back in the light so you can see, like, the feet. His feet are dark gray with some red painted on down underneath. I don't know if, like, to show the idea that his feet, like, merged with the skeleton. Like, based off of what I've seen of animations and comics, is that, like, purple guy put on the suit, it was raining, the suit spring lock kicked into action and constricted around him. It's very painful process, and it was very, very painful. And similar to how I did, like, Foxy, of how, like, I did of, like, the detailing on the chest and everything, is that, like, I first painted on, like, the black, and then, of course, added in the brick red. I chose to go with that. I chose to go with that because, again, I'm not that skilled of a painter entirely of, like, small detailing with stuff like that. So I didn't want to, like, mess up this character in any way or form. His head is actually pretty similar to, like, when I did Bonnie. Here, Bonnie. How about you come over here? Bonnie. So, like, as you can see, like, their heads are pretty similar with each other, except, like, the ears, now that I look at it, the ears are very, very different with each other. Springtraps are a bit fatter than Bonnie's, and of course, like, one of them is missing, is in the top part of it. So, again, with this minifigure, it was hard in detailing-wise, because, as with this thing, he had a bunch of holes. It was like a moth was like a swarm of moths just came in and just fed on the suit. And so I really had to pay attention to like the detailing of the whole body in general. So again, this was pretty hard, and if you guys are mad about the color wise, I apologize, but this was the route I chose. Us with, and this is the route that I'm sticking towards. So, how about we show up our last minifigure, and pretty much the hardest. So, last up on our list is Mangled, and pretty much the most complicated figure I had to make for this wave. As I mentioned, when I did the Butcher Gang for Bendy Wave 3, how like they were some of the weirdest figures I've made. This is now one of them. And some of you are probably looking at this thing like, what the hell did you create? What is this thing? Pretty much, I describe this thing as a conjoined mess. Because when looking at Mangled, it was pretty hard to do this one, because I saw a lot of photos of Mangled in, like, different positions, different limbs and everything. So finally, I found one and just said, like, okay, I'm just gonna go with this route, and if it's not the correct one, I don't care anymore. I don't even know what to think of this one. This is just weird. Like, if the Nightmare animatronics weren't in Fnaf 4, this one would probably want to be one of the creepiest minifigures one of the creepiest animatronics to be in the game series, because this is just weird. I know there were photos of, like, regular Mangled, as to what Mangled looks like with a normal body and everything. But, of course, I wanted to challenge myself, and I figured that maybe the FNAF fans would probably be mad at me if I did the body in a regular format and not in its actual form. So I chose to go with the actual form, and it's just weird. This is just weird in its own really weird way. Anyway, so with Mangled, it's got 3 legs. 3 legs. 2 of them are its actual feet. 1, I don't know what this is. I think it belongs to another animatronic. And it's got like 3 arms. 2 have like different hands. I saw one photo had like one of the hands was like on top of the head. But I ran into a whole bunch of dead ends and I had to proceed through that. So I took one of the skeleton arms and just put it on there. And the other arm, this one was actually not an arm when I got this. This was actually a droid leg that I just cut off. And I said, like, here, this can work. I can make this work. And another skeleton hand is, of course, it's got like the bow tie underneath that. And with the head, it's not actually a regular minifigure head. So with this head, I actually used like one of my spare Jessie heads from Toy Story. I like sanded off a little bit, and then at first I was gonna like add on like a dome of clay, and then add on the rest of the body. But then I thought that'd make the head like too fat, so I just got rid of that, and then just added in like the clay for like the sides of the head, the ears, a little bit on the top to sort of like even it out, and then like the mouth. Similar how I did Foxy. Here, Foxy. Actually, come here. Here. So the heads are not fully. They're not fully accurate with each other, but that was kind of how, like, the game is supposed to go. It's an idea of the character, not exactly the character. And that's how it came out. The detailing of this face, probably not my best detailing work, honestly, out of all the FNAF characters. Especially the teeth. The teeth, they weren't coming out very well. Like, unlike Foxy, this one's teeth were like, oh no, they don't look so well. But at the end of the day, I was tired and just done with this figure. Like, you know what? I'm done. I don't care anymore. It's a mangled mess. It's a mess anyways. Let's just make it one anymore. Ah! So, again, fully detailing wise, it's got like some of you can't see it, but there's like red for like the lips. It's got like the black nose, and then for the eyes, I saw a few more photos of the eyes. Like, there's like some photos had like the eye on the other side. Some photos had like 2 eyes on the same side. I decided to go with this one because I think the idea is that the head is actually that its second head, which side note is supposed to be like Buzz Lightyear, a spare Buzz Lightyear head, but again, it sanded off a little bit and added some clay. I think the idea is that like these 2 heads are supposed to go together, and this one like took one of the eyes and everything. That's just an idea. I don't know the full story behind this character. So again, with this, and I wanted to make it for like it stole one of the eyes. So again, I don't know. I have mixed feelings of this character. Like, part of me is okay with this. Another part of me is like, oh my god, what is this? So in general, it's just that like I don't know what to feel of this character. this character. I just wanted to get this out of the way, and be done with it. I have no idea if I'll try to do like a regular Mangled. Honestly, I'm not too big on doing it. I got the character done, and that's kind of what matters. So how about we just go ahead and wrap this figure up, and let's discuss about some further plans for the future. And that pretty much does it for this episode of LEGO Arts. Sorry I didn't do this in 2018, but I had just started on one of the minifigures during that time, and I figured that, like, how about we wrap this up for 2019? And sure. And now that I think about it, originally I thought that FNAF Wave 1 was gonna wait till 2019. But you know what? No, I'm glad to get this one done. And I hope you guys are satisfied as well. And again, I originally had plans to do Circus Baby, but in the long run, I decided to do that for another wave. And if you guys want me to do that minifigure, please leave a comment that says hashtag Lego FNAF, and I will begin plans on that. And as I mentioned before, if I receive 13 comments that say hashtag crossover, then I will begin working on plans to do 2 special waves, FNAF characters in the style of Bendy, and Bendy characters in the style of FNAF. Yeah, so those will be crazy waves for me to do. And also, speaking of some more Legos, my 2 Overwatch sets just got shipped, so they're on their way. They should be arriving today or tomorrow. I'm gonna review those sets first, and then I'll begin working on customs for those. Customs on those minifigures. Back on Sword Art Online 2, the parts for the last minifigure also got shipped, so they should be here very, very soon. And once they arrive, I'll modify them a little bit, and then I'll finally get around to doing that wave. As I mentioned before, I've got so many ideas for this channel for 2019, and I can't wait to get around to them. I'm working on decals for Lego Kingdom Hearts 3. Hearts 3 wave. That one probably won't come around until like I either complete the game, which probably will take me forever, or I get far enough into the game before I get an idea as to who I'm going to build. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that one. So if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. It really, really helps us work on LEGO projects, Let's Plays, and we're all just here to have fun in general. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, comment below what you think, share this with your friends, subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitch. And here's a hop on the road. Ow! Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. What do you guys, Smooth Rises?